Hello, Cancer. This is Destined Divinity Tarot, and I'm finishing up my first round of zodiac readings. I ended with Cancer because I am also a Cancer baby, and I just kind of wanted to save whatever message this is going to be for last. Because I have a feeling, just based off of these images, that I'm going to relate to a lot of this. I think we're all kind of going through a time where we're acting like everything is okay. Everything is just dandy. And I just heard everything's fine except for everything. You know, like you're in a place right now where things seem to be imbalanced. You know, a lot of give and take in a lot of areas of your life is just, it's like you're giving more than you're receiving, and you're getting really fucking frustrated about it. So I have these little things here just to help you choose which group is right for you. So the main energy for the first group is the Seven of Wands. And that is going with the One Ring to rule them all. Don't ask me why it's shaped like this. It's probably the only way they could get the print on there, but I thought my fellow nerdlings would appreciate the One Ring to rule them all as much as I do. I don't know. I'm a little bit of a nerd. No shame. So the main energy for the second group is the Five of Wands. And that is with the blue calcite. So just choose whichever group is calling out to you the most right now. And go click the timestamp in the description box. And we'll get into your reading. Hello, Cancer Group 1. So you have the Seven of Wands as the main energy for your reading here. And underneath that was the King of Wands. So this is telling me that you straight up feel like you're not doing enough. You are not succeeding. Your plan isn't working. Nothing is going the way that you want it to. And you are pretty determined to get shit going the way that you want it to. So what is it that you need to hear right now, Cancer Group 1? What do they need to hear right now? Because honestly, all of this fiery energy coming up for Cancer is, I want to understand it. I need to understand, why are the Cancers just so frustrated about so much right now? What does Cancer Group 1 really need to hear? Okay. Let's see what we got here. So, first thing that fell out is the Four of Pentacles. And then we have the Queen and King of Pentacles. Would you look at that? Okay, so then coming up, Strength and the Three of Swords. Now, if you have some sort of relationship going on, I'm going to say that some of your frustration in things not going according to plan might have something to do with whoever might be the King of Pentacles to your Queen. And remember, in tarot, genders don't matter. It's about like the energy, masculine and feminine energy. That can be whatever gender. So first thing that we're seeing here is a lot of earth energy. All of these pentacles. So two individuals who are having the same goal in mind and definitely want to be successful in it. But we see here in this card where this main person right here holding out their hand, and holding out your hand is symbolic of giving. And then you see that he's holding these two mirroring faces. So one of them feels as though they're doing more than enough for the other. One of them feels that it's all on them to keep everything together and to keep the dream alive. And I'm keying into like this DNA circle back here, which is telling me, to remember that everything has a divine plan, like all divine mixtures have a purpose. So whatever you're going through with this person, or even if it's just with yourself, and this is like an internal battle between two parts of yourself, Spirit definitely wants you to know that you are on the right path here. Like you're not anywhere that you don't need to be. You are right where you're supposed to be. And I know already that you're frustrated as all hell with where you're at right now, because it doesn't feel like it matches you. It doesn't feel like it shows your power the way that you want it to. You don't feel seen the way you want to be seen. You just feel like you're putting your all into everything and really just getting nothing back. And if this is a situation where it does have to do with somebody else, you see in this image how he's kind of floating up in the air, sort of like a wanting to be seen as dominant, right? You have that coming out of this card, and then you have a very grounded energy coming out of this one, because she's literally like rooted into the earth. And you're seeing that he is being held down by an anchor. So it's like he's being held down by the earth, which he's supposed to be the ruler of. But he's trying to escape it. He's up on his high horse, trying to be king of something that he's not. Trying to be the king of swords here. Trying to be the king of air, when he's the king of earth. And she's so grounded. She's taking all of her effort into growing the things around her, and more than likely into helping him grow. And what's funny is I feel like this anchor is probably you. If this is a situation between two people, you're and this is funny because somebody said this to me earlier, that you give too much for anybody to match. Like when you're so hardcore just throwing out love and gifts and you're always there for somebody, not that other people can't do that, but you do it so intensely. Like you are so caring and nurturing and sensitive, and you pay attention to all the little things, and it can be really overbearing for some people because they're just not like that. They can't match you. They can't do that. Where like this motherly, maternal, or even paternal instinct comes in for you so naturally with anybody, that's harder for other people to understand. So that's kind of a blessing and a curse that you were given. And I'm noticing again, this DNA is in this image, just like it was here in this image, telling me once more that you were meant to be the person that you are. You were meant to be giving and loving, and you have to understand, everybody plays their roles in this world, right? And if this is your role in this world, then you got to learn how to do it in a healthy way. Because I am not about ready to tell you, a Cancer of any kind, not to care about whatever or whoever, because you're going to. Whether we like it or not, us Cancers, we love wholeheartedly. There's nothing that can be done about that. So you're meant to be this way. You, I think in the past, have even gotten success from being this way. But at the moment, being this way isn't bringing you the success that you want, and it's not making you feel strong like it used to. And it's because you're holding on to pain of what you've lost before. Now, whatever you lost could be a job, relationship, a person that you used to be. It could really be anything. It could even be a thing. It could actually be stuff that you no longer have that you were very attached to. The point is, you lost something in it, and it really hurts you that you lost it. And I really feel like it's something that really took you out of this King of Wands, powerful, dominating energy that knows what they want, goes for it, and is always successful. What you used to do in the past isn't working anymore. And maybe it never really did work. But I think that you are afraid to let go of either the person you were, or you're afraid to be the person you're going to become. Because whatever it is it's going to be different, and it's going to be outside of your comfort zone. And I think the main problem is that the only way that you're going to, if what you need here is a new plan to reach your goals, then Spirit is saying you're gonna need to look within and work on your own strength, and not be so harsh on other people for not giving or paying as much attention as you do. Because everybody has their roles in this world, and where your role might be to be the caring and nurturing and attentive Mother Earth sort of energy, the other person's role in your life that is causing whatever plan, like whatever you're scheming on, whether it's a person or a job, whatever that is. You have to understand how people are different than you. How your role is this, and this is your strength, but their strength is in a different way. Their strength comes across differently. The way that they care is just simply different than the way that you show care. And there's nothing wrong with that. This right here, the pain, the hurt, the anxiety, the mourning, the grief, the loss, the tears that you want to cry are really all just about you. And it's something a lot deeper than anybody else. This is within you that you're putting on somebody else. And honestly, that's more than likely pushing them away. And I know this from experience for sure. But if you don't deal with this on your own, if you don't look within and figure out what it is that makes you feel so alone, and then figure out a way to cope with that and heal from it, the King and the Queen of Pentacles will never be on the same page while one of them is acting from a place of pain. You need to act from a place of strength and love, communication, balance. There needs to be balance. So if in order for you to feel better, in order for you to have time to even explore your demons, you gotta stop focusing on other people. Because one thing that's really difficult for us Cancers to remember is that other people are not as focused on you as you are. And that's not just Cancer, that's a lot of people, and it's certainly me. You need to remember that at all times. You are the only one thinking about you that hard. Everybody else is thinking about themselves as well. So, first off, to sum it all up, what Spirit wants you to know is that what you're doing isn't working. Your plan isn't working. You're being too hard on people. And that you really need to look within in order to heal yourself and change the behaviors that are holding you back. If you want a new plan, you need a fresh perspective. So start looking within. And stop looking without, because really your issue is your own insecurities in what you think you aren't doing well enough. Because if you were doing good enough for yourself, then you really wouldn't care what everybody else thought, right? So I hope that made some kind of sense. I really do. I felt like I kind of got a little lost there in explaining it. I mean, I knew what I was trying to say, but sometimes communicating the tarot gets a little tricky. But anyways, like I said, I really hope that that helps. And don't forget that you are a powerful, nurturing, and strong person, a very strong and like emotional, supportive sign. You know, you don't need to give so much if you're not getting anything back, especially if you don't have anything to give. So remember, give to you. You are number one. You are most important. That is your message from me. Please don't forget to like this video, share, subscribe for future zodiac readings, and I'll see you next time. Hello, Cancer Group 2. So, you chose the main energy with the 5 of Wands. And underneath that, we have the Alien, or the Hermit, in reverse. So, what this tells me is that you are seriously pushing people away. And I get the feeling that, like, you don't really want to be alone. Alone. But that you kind of don't want to be around anybody either. And I think that you're doing that thing that us crabs do when we get when we get offended or, you know, overly emotional. When we're overthinking, we withdraw into our shells and we stop communicating. Like when you get angry enough, sad enough, whatever negative emotion, when that gets strong enough for you, you stop. You're just like, no, I'm cool. And you retreat into your little shell and you act like, you know, one of the coldest people out there. You go from 0 to 100. You go from super sweet and caring to I could give a shit less. And I think that right now you're feeling like you could give a shit less. But the secret to every Cancer is that even when they do say that, and even when they really feel that, it's not true. You give every shit. You give every fuck. You care. And that's your problem. That's what I'm getting right now. Is your problem is that you care too much and you're getting annoyed about it. You're just like, fuck this. Fuck people. Screw caring. I'm done. I'm over it. Can it be like just me? Can it just be me forever? I think it's meant to be that way. And you know what? I have every piece of confidence telling me that you don't truly want it to be meant to be that way. Nobody wants to be meant to be alone. But when you feel so misunderstood, which is another thing the alien talks about, you know, it gets really frustrating to continue putting yourself out there, to have just more and more people not fucking get you. And I understand that. I do. So what does Cancer Group 2 really, really need to hear right now about their frustration? What does Cancer Group 2 really need to hear right now? Okay, I'm going to just take it because while I was shuffling before I started filming, these cards were popping out at me anyways, so they're clearly meant to be here. So, first, we have the Hierophant. Some Taurus energy, some earthly, stubborn, and independent thinking, and a lot of lessons happening for you. And then we've got the Four of Cups, which represents Cancer. And so it speaks a lot about basically mixed emotions. And then we have the Nine of Wands. So this is like worry. And then the Seven of Pentacles. And then finally, the Prince of Swords. So what I'm getting from all of this is basically a distorted view of yourself and your struggles. Like, this first card coming up tells me, that there are lessons in your life right now. The universe, or maybe a person, are teaching you some real hard truths both about yourself and about the rest of the world. And it's making you want to retreat. It's making you want to hide. Because I don't think you wanted to know all of this. I don't think you wanted to know how shitty the world could be. And I don't think that you were ready to acknowledge all of this negative emotion when these lessons started coming at you. And nobody is ever ready for that kind of thing. You're not alone in this. So I hope you don't feel like this is all you and the universe is out to get you, because it's not. Everybody is going through their own shit, and it's easy to forget that, and it's easy to be angry when somebody says that. But right now the rest of the world isn't the problem. You're not seeing yourself for what you really are, and you're not viewing your uniqueness as beauty. You're worrying about it. You're doubting yourself. See, with this Prince of Swords, the way that he looks like he just crawled out of a fucking battlefield, like he literally appears like he just went through the ringer. And I think that's how you feel. You feel like you have been through the ringer, and like, is there ever gonna be an end to this where I can just feel like I can be myself, where I can come out of my shell and be like a beautiful light, instead of like going out in the world and this being the energy that you are presenting. You're presenting yourself as beat up, like just done, just over it. And with this card here, I feel like whenever I see this one, it makes me think of focus, because of how he's focusing on this flower while there's so much going on around him. And I think that you are just too focused on what isn't growing this flower. You're too focused on the ways that you are not doing right. And that's hindering you from growth, because you've stopped trying. You've gotten sick of people rejecting you for your uniqueness and for who you are. You've gotten sick of worrying and caring so much about other people, and then still feeling alone at the end of the day. You're tired of it, and that's understandable. But I think what Spirit wants you to hear, what you're not seeing, is that you are truly the only person, the only thing that is bothering yourself. Because you're being too freaking hard on yourself. That is really all that I'm getting here, is that you are just straight up being way too hard on yourself, and you're being too hard on the world around you because you're fed up. So what they really want you to hear is to stop retreating because it's not going your way. Stop dimming your shine and giving yourself away so much that you wind up empty-handed. Like, just there's a need here to start letting things flow naturally. There's a very intense need here to release control of the situation that you're in, the people around you, the things going on. all you can control is your own thoughts. And if you are allowing yourself to have thoughts that keep saying, I'm not doing good enough, they're not doing good enough, nothing is ever going right, and I'm sick and fed up. If that's all that you're thinking, then you know what you're not thinking about? You're not thinking about, I learned from this. I went through something that makes me now understand how to not go through it again. I experienced something from this person that shows me who they really are and what they're really about. And now I have clarity. And you're not thinking, of how you can grow from it all. You're just thinking of how it all has destroyed you. And you may believe that you've taken in some lessons. You may believe that you've done some work, and you may believe that you deserve, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, but I don't think that you have gotten through the whole journey of that rainbow yet. You're not as ready as you think you are, because you're still hiding. You're still hiding from yourself and from the lessons that the universe is trying to bring you. And you're still thinking negatively, even though you feel like you aren't. And that's why there's so much conflict within you. That is precisely why. You're being too hard on yourself. You gotta let it go. You gotta give yourself a little bit of understanding, because it's not so serious and time hasn't ran out. And shit, man, everybody's not out to get you. And even if they are, does it really matter? Because you are there. You are the person that's supposed to be there for you. So you gotta start being there for you. And you need to stop hiding, because you're a beautiful kind of soul that, if you worry this hard about things and people, then you clearly are, loving and caring. And if you worry this hard about not doing well enough or being good enough or being kind enough, then I gotta say that tells me that you are already good enough and kind enough, just based on the fact that you care about whether or not you are. Some people don't even care. Some people just go through life and they think about number one all day long, and they don't feel bad about it. They will literally lay their head on their pillow at night and fall straight to sleep, knowing that they took care of themselves today and that tomorrow they're going to be okay because of it. If you aren't doing that for yourself, then you are lacking the capability to learn from anything. So I really hope that somehow that helped you. I feel like really all I did was sit here and say, like, you're being negative and you're too hard on people around you. Stop it. But that's really your message here. You need to stop. Like, you need to just think differently, because as of right now, you're not taking it all in, and you're not accepting yourself, and you're not accepting others because of the fact that you're not accepting yourself. And if you continue this path of feeling like the world is out to get you, one thing that I try to remember is it's happening for me, not happening to me. Go with the flow and let the universe bring you what lessons you need, what blessings you need. Just let it go. You can't control everything. You can control your thoughts. And once you start thinking in a more positive light, positivity starts to find you. So once again, I really hope that helps. Don't forget to like this video, share, subscribe for future zodiac readings, and I'll see you next time.